What's up, and welcome to another episode of the Scott and Ian Show on the SBL Podcast. I am one half of your hosts. My name is Ian Martin Allison. Thank you so much for being with us today. This is a really fun episode. Scott and I are going to dig in and show you a bunch of bass guitars that we are giving away. We're giving them away. You have actually a really excellent opportunity to win one of these bass guitars. Scott has a bunch of really fancy stuff on his side of the pond, and I have some really cool stuff on my side of the pond too. I mean, we're going to take you through this amazing 1981 Jazz Bass that we have. There's also a Bass 6. There's a Lee Sklar signature hollow body. There's a Dingwall. That's just the stuff on my side. Anyway, we're doing this for an annual promotion giveaway that SBL does called Win a Bass, Build a School. If you've been following along for a while, you probably know of this, but if you're brand new, welcome. This is a very cool thing that we do every year, partnering with an organization called Pencils of Promise that aims to build schools, actual tangible buildings. Full-on schools in developing countries. I think since SBL has partnered with Pencils of Promise, there have been 2 entire full schools made, and maybe 3, but maybe I'm just making that up. 2 for sure, raised hundreds of thousands of dollars, and it's been an amazing partnership. So we're doing it again, and the prizes have never been better, never been bigger. It's almost $50,000 worth of prizes and basses. And we're going to talk about all these basses. It's very cool. If you want to get in on the giveaway, if you haven't seen it pop up in your algorithms along the way, go over to scottsbasslessons.com. There's going to be a way to get in. I believe that members even have opportunities to get more tickets and more entries to the giveaway. So it just helps if you're a member. Now that is a perfect segue over to this to say, hey, you're not going to hear any advertising on this podcast. You've never heard it because you know who the sponsor is? It's SBL. It's scottsbasslessons.com. If you don't know what we do over there, you got to just grab the free 14-day trial. There is so much that we offer. It's an amazing platform, all the way from beginners to super advanced. There's something for everyone. You can dive in to a song-based trajectory that takes you through level 1 through level 9 in this thing called Player's Path that's so engaging and so deep. If you find something that you really want to directly study, like funk or Motown music, there are things called learning pathways that are deep dives into those genres and skills. If you want to peruse the giant artist library, it's like masterclass, but only for music. You can do that as well in the artist course library. There is something for everyone. I believe in it. That's why I'm here. And check it out. This week coming up, we've got a mentor session with Jonathan Herrera. We do these mentors live streams every Monday with a variety of tutors and creators. Jonathan Herrera used to be the editor of Bass Player magazine. You kidding me? He does an awesome mentor session. And this is the launch week of Win a Bass, Build a School. There's a lot going on, and this is going to be fun. We're going to take you through all these bases. So enough of me. Let's get to the episode.
Minus 31, dude. Minus 31. Do you know when it's minus 31? Do you put on 2 pairs of pants?
No, but because it's warm enough in here. I mean, but it's like right now.
Warm enough in your pants. They're always cozy.
Yeah, they're always cozy. It's all good. No, I think, the house stays warm-ish, but in the basement now it's 64. I don't know what that is, but it's a little chilly. It's a little chilly.
Yeah. We've got these radiators pumping. I've got one right here.
Yeah.
Got one
here. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And we've got like this electric thing on the side inside the house. Do you know, one of these meters that tells you exactly how much money you're, burning a day?
Does it tell you like pounds?
Obsessed with, yes.
Pounds and pence, dude?
Yes.
No.
And Lisa is obsessed with it. We had words the other day when she was like, you are using too much electric in that shed. I was like, it's freezing. And she was like, dude. And she was like, well, can you not wear any more? And I was like, mate, I've got a vest on. I've got a long sleeve t-shirt on. I've got a hoodie on. I was like, God. I've got 3 layers on. What do you want me to do? Put my jacket on. She was like, could you? I was like, no, I can't put it on. So it's a thing in our house at the minute.
We got this huge blizzard last night And so it dumped, I think, 7 or 8 inches of snow in Minneapolis. And now it's super cold and it's going to start to blow. So they're talking about blizzard, like whiteout conditions. They're talking about closing the airport.
Yeah, I love that kind of stuff. I like it when it's. Honestly, I love it. I love it when. I mean, the lockdowns when they happened in sort of like
Yes,
COVID and that. I've said it to you. I've told you before, dude. I was in lockdown for 6 years before that. That was like, come on,
in your heart.
Yeah, I was locked down for years. But but I love it with the snow because we live on this street where we actually get like snowed in. Can't get out the street,
right?
And it's like, and I actually love it. I find it really exciting. I'm like, oh, we got to walk to the shops, old school. I get the kids in their wellies, they're all carrying bags and they're moaning, and I'm like telling stories of my nan and my mum walking home from the supermarket in the 80s,
uphill both ways, dude.
Yeah, with 3 carrier bags in each hand. I was like, come on.
That's great. Yeah, man. I'm going to get out there with the snowblower today. I'm going to see if a neighbor might need some help. That's always fun to see, like, hey, you got the snowblower, like, you need me to blow off the driveway? That's like, Good Samaritan. I feel like I get to tick that
And you've
box.
just moved there, right? You need to get some sort of like brownie points in with the neighbors.
Dude, I need neighbor cred. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Yes. We had some neighbors just drop off this lovely candle and some, recently I was like, oh, dang. Like, I feel like I need to put some more drops into the good neighbor bucket.
Are you like, how you settling in? Is it all feeling good?
It's amazing. Yeah, we moved to Minnetonka, which is 10 miles outside of Minneapolis, I guess last summer. And it's amazing. Yeah. We've discovered though that the winter really, really shows you the inadequacies of your home. And there's some windows that have got frost building up on the bits where you adjust the windows. We're like, ooh, we need to, like, the cold gets in.
Yeah.
So we're trying to figure it out. But yeah, man, I've got the studio space is all set up. I finally moved my big light in. So I'm going to be doing all the stuff from here now, which feels great. I was going back and forth from my old space, and this feels pretty awesome. Yeah. Yeah.
And if anyone's wondering, Ian sent me a screenshot before and it said it's minus 31 with wind chill in Minnetonka right now. So yeah, bit nippy, bit nippy.
It's crazy cold, like dangerous cold. Yeah. So
is it? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, because that's your minus 36.
Dude, that's incredible.
Has it ever even been minus 36 in the UK?
No. Like, we'd be freaking out, dude.
Yeah.
It'd be like front page news, Like, is it front page news there? Like,
no,
like,
it's
nothing?
just normal. It's normal. There's a chunk of time in Minnesota and in sort of the Midwest in general, I would say, where like there'll be weeks that go by that it never gets above freezing. And sometimes that it never gets certainly above freezing, which for us is 32 Fahrenheit, but there's time too that it never gets above 0. So I don't know what that, I don't even know what that is for you, but
I think it's
super
minus
cold.
16. I think it's minus 16.
So, the lows and highs, like the highs will be like a minus 17 kind of a thing, like for weeks. And it's just the thing, dude, listen to us.
And you love it. I
do because, that thing about you say you like to be snowed in. You've always been locked down. There's something about this. Everybody's going through it. You're all in it together. It's a season. You're going to get to spring. It's not like forever. Because to me, the pandemic had this fear of forever. Yes.
Yeah.
But winter, it's a season. And then, you got your gear, you got your coats, you got your boots. I got a Jeep, right? I mean, if you're decked out for it,
you've got the Jeep.
The Jeep in the winter, Scott, is incredible. Because
Rubicon.
You just get in it. Yeah.
Do you laugh at people? Like people are sort of like they're stuck in their silly little cars and you steam past them in the Rubicon. You're like,
there was just a thing the other day on the highway where someone was stopped in a dangerous spot and we came up on it. Whoa. And there were all cars kind of stopped and I just went off the road and around it.
Wow.
Because you can,
Guys, check it out. Yeah. Ian's got a Jeep Rubicon, Jeep Wrangler Rubicon in red. Awesome. I actually would love a Rubicon.
You would love a Rubicon. They're so fun. You can sit up really high. They're great. So as long as you've got clothes and a vehicle, That said, for people that don't have those things, it can be really, really hard. But I like to be inside playing the bass, dude. That's what I want to do.
Does everybody
winter
gig
gives
as
me
much?
the excuse.
Does everybody gig as much? I know that's a bizarre question to ask, but like
100% yes.
Oh, right. Okay. You guys are really set up for it then, haven't you? Yeah.
Yep. And what's the Icelandic saying? Someone told this to me. It might have been Gav or something.
No, it was me, dude. It was me.
There's
an Icelandic. Yeah, it's an Icelandic saying. Yeah, there's
nothing.
There's no such thing as bad weather, just bad clothing.
That's right.
Yeah.
And that's the same for a car too. That, you know, like you just have to have a vehicle that'll do it, close. And then everybody's loading their gear in, and you know, you got the big coats on and kicking snow off at the entrance. It's amazing. It's actually like I have really fond memories of gigging in the winter. Like when I was coming up, I loved it. You go in and it's all, you know, now you're all kind of sweaty because you got your coat on and you're like, I get the gig. And dude, I'm into it. I love it. So
amazing. Dude, honestly, so today we're going to be talking about, obviously, Winner Bass Build a School, aren't we? Because we're building a school, but we're also giving away a crap ton of basses as well, and people might not have heard about it. So, so the deal is, I'll keep it short and sweet. But the deal is, every single year in January we do this thing called Winner Bass Build a School, which is where we give away a shed ton of awesome bass gear. So this year we're giving away, for instance, nearly $50,000 worth of bass gear.
Yes.
And we'll get into what it is we're giving away in just 1 second. And it's totally free to enter. So it's completely free to enter the giveaway. And at the same time, off the back of the giveaway, we're also raising money to build a school in developing countries as well. So we do that in partnership with this fantastic charity called Pencils of Promise that we've been working with for 3 years now. And over the last 3 years, we've raised over $170,000 with the bass community pushing it, behind it, $170,000. And we've built 2 complete schools. So 2 complete schools, and obviously we're going to be trying to hit a 3rd one this year as well. So first of all, if you want to check it out, just go to scottsbasslessons.com. There'll be a banner at the top of the page, and you'll be able to hit that banner. It'll take you over to the giveaway. You'll be able to sign up for it completely free there and, find out more details. Once you have signed up for it, again, it's totally free, but once you have signed up for it, there is a bunch of other things you can do to get more entries. Mm-hmm. That's where the fun begins. So grab your free entry, and then you can actually get more free entries by doing a bunch of crazy stuff. We'll have all of the community running around doing various shenanigans, but it's a bunch of fun, and like everybody just gets behind it. And, so go to scottsbasslessons.com. There'll be a banner at the top of the page. Click the banner and it'll take you over so you can see all the prizes, because I actually haven't got the prizes here with me today, which I wish I had, but it's at the studio. But on my side, I've got like a Ken Smith 6-string that like you'll have seen Ian playing this on the YouTube channel, Ken Smith 6-string, which is like just such an amazing bass.
Side note, I can't believe you're giving it away. I can't.
I know.
I can't believe it, really. I thought maybe that would be Excalibur. No, it is not for you. It isn't.
Ken
but it
Smith's
might be for you, podcast listener.
Yeah, it might be, yeah. So the Ken Smith's going in. We've got this fantastic Sadowski 4-string with this incredible walnut top.
Which I got to play at Leeds, and it was super lightweight and amazing. Yeah. That's a great
We've got the Rickenbacker 4003, which is in this beautiful burst color. We've got Ian's StingRay 5.
StingRay 5.
In this, what color is that?
It's called Lava Pearl, and it's super so rare color, and it's awesome. It's awesome. I contributed it to the giveaway because it just was sitting around, but it's so good.
That's the best StingRay. You don't want me to say this. It's the best StingRay 5 I've ever played. Sorry, mate. It's incredible. I picked it up and I was like, whoa.
It's amazing. Yeah. It's got some heft to it, which I really like, but it has the white pickup cover. Also, I brought it in when I got it. It needed a setup, and I brought it in to my guy, Wyatt Overman. Shout out to Wyatt, man. Overman Guitars. He works magic on things, and he set it up so beautifully, did some fretwork on it. So that thing is like rock solid. solid. It's a killing bass, and sad to see it go, but it's all good, dude. I'm trying to.
It's going to a good cause,
man.
It's going to a good cause, dude. Yeah, and we've also on my side we've got a 1978 black Fender Jazz Bass as well, which is absolutely killer with all of the chromeage on the front of it. It's
dude, beautiful. And I did a little bit of work on that bass, setting it up a little bit at Andy Baxter when I was the work experience boy.
And he did the trick. Trick.
Man. Yeah, it's a killing bass.
Yeah. And what have you got on yours? Because we're giving even more basses away. Ian's got a bunch on his side.
And I have them here, and it'd be fun to just talk about these, maybe. So I've got a few things that are so fun. Let me first show you this. Dingwall sent over a D-Roc in this insane color. Now, listen, if you're not watching the pod, get right on it. Get on that YouTube channel. Check it out, because you're going to see all of these basses on my side. This is a beautiful D-Roc 4. I did a YouTube video on it, which by the time this comes out should be out. And I mean, go, if you want to hear this thing, go check it out on the YouTube channel. These sound amazing. This is also super lightweight. This bass is like 7.5 pounds. It's made out of like an African mahogany that's super light. It's really, really good.
Amazing.
And
great finish.
I know. Isn't that so cool? It kind of changes. Yeah. I think they call it like blue, purple color changing or something. Like, I don't know. But it's also like a matte finish. So it doesn't really leave fingerprints when you touch it. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So we have
those matte finishes.
We have.
What else you got, dude?
All right. Hold on. Don't go anywhere. Don't have too much fun without me.
I'll tell a joke. Knock, knock. Knock. Oh,
Who's there?
I don't know. I haven't got one.
So check this out. This is a Fender 5-string that does this. I think they call it like Tequila Sunrise Fade or something.
Oh, but is that what the color is? Yeah.
Yeah. I saw this. I did a bass shopping video, which should also be out by now, or I mean, it's close.
Yeah.
But it was last winter. I went and did a bass shopping video for SBL, and then we ended up zagging and doing a different thing. So I've been holding on to this bass for a long time, and it's awesome. I plugged this thing in at the shop and totally fell in love. It's a beast. And I just think that like what I did with the basses that I got is I got like an assortment of basses that I think that everybody should have one in their arsenal. Yeah, so obviously I can't pick the winners, but I hope whoever wins this like needs a 5,
What bridge is on it? Is it high?
It's got like it's like Fender's Badass.
Got it.
So it's like a Fender branded Badass bridge, and it is so I
wonder
cool.
if they got the first people that I saw doing that finish, that weird burst where it goes it's like different from a normal burst with actually F bass, where they did the dark to light. Yeah. Who else did it?
Well, Fender did it in the 80s.
Oh, did they?
Strato Burst. It's called Strat O Burst.
I'll check it out.
And they did a couple of them. They did one that was black to silver, and they did a blue one, and then they did I believe like a coppery colored one on those Fender Elite P basses. Do you remember those, Scott? That had the white
those. You're right.
pickups.
Yeah.
And the like double. Some of them had like 2 P pickups in them.
Yeah, they had the white, those weird white pickups, so you couldn't see the pole pieces.
The lace sensor pickups.
Lace sensors, dude. Dude, man. Like I was watching an old Eric Clapton video the other day.
I knew you were going to talk about Eric Clapton, dude. I knew it. Yes.
And he let me just pull this up. It was on. Is it Pretending? Eric. Yeah, it was like he did this thing called 24 Nights.
Yeah.
And I can remember watching it as a kid, and he had this like silver burst or whatever, like pewter colored.
Yes.
Strat with white lace sensors.
Yes.
And as a kid, I can remember just like looking at it and thinking, holy shit, I've never seen anything so... Or just listen to the tone as well.
I can't wait.
Listen, like... It starts off... Wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. You get that 80... You get the 80s, get the 81 jazz, and I'm going to pull this up.
Okay. Deal. I will. I got something else here. I got something else here.
Oh, what have you got?
as you're finding that, here's another one that just floored me at the shop. This is a Warwick.
Oh yeah, this is the Leyland Sklar signature, right?
Lee Sklar, yeah. And I mean, let me just plug it in. So sleep easy, as you would say, Scott. Feel free, find the clip. This bass, I plugged it in, and I absolutely loved it right away. And let me see if let me just get it close to in tune, and then I'll show you. There's a really funny feature on this bass that's so great. I love it. But
and is it taken from his original bass?
It's just got this woolliness to it that's really cool. Let me just turn it up. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the sound of the
amazing.
pickups.
Oh, it sounds amazing.
Yeah. But then the best thing about it is it has this switch in it that he said that, you know, in the 80s, I know you know this, Scott, but he said in the 80s, he was doing all these sessions and there'd be some young producer that would be like, hey, Lee, you know, like the bass sound is, it's so close, man. It's close. We're so close. But is there anything that you could do on your bass that, you know, like, you know, he'd be playing maybe back here, you know, like back by the bridge pickup, and he would be like, good to go. And they're like, oh, it's so close. It's so close. And then he'd do this. Okay, well, how about this? And he would flip the switch, and he would make sure that they saw him flip the switch. And then he would just move his hand. And they'd go, oh yeah, there we go. That's it. Perfect. But this switch was wired.
Doesn't work. It's wireless, isn't it? Yeah.
So he ended up calling it his producer switch. I love that on this bass it's 3-way too. So you know, you can adjust, you know, any of those 3 positions. You can fool a producer. Now, I come from a very different school of thought than that. I come from the school of thought of like serve. If the producer wants something, I'm going to absolutely like try to nail it. But there's this sort of like old guard vibe, you know, 70s, 80s, and into the 90s of like these young dumb producers. It was the heyday, man, where guys like Lee Sklar just making like triple scale, doing a bunch of sessions, just money hand over fist, dude. Yeah, and they're like, oh yeah, we know what's best, and they're putting producer switches into their basses. And anyway, if you lean in that direction, attitude wise on a session, first of all, best of luck to you. And second of all, maybe you'll win this bass. So that's cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey,
did you find your clip?
I found the clip, dude. It starts off with this incredible piano intro, but it's just listen to the freaking guitar tone. So lace sense. This is the first time I saw lace sensors. Here we go.
Oh yeah, he's got that mid-length hair too.
Oh,
Nathan East, dude. Yeah, man. Oh, that push. Yeah, man.
Dude! How awesome is Eric Clapton? How awesome is this song?
I love that you love Eric Clapton. He said some stuff recently that made me crazy, but dude, I love that you love Eric Clapton.
Well, I loved him back then. I still love. I don't know what he said. It's probably something that's non-PC. But dude, I can remember watching that video with my dad. I can remember like sitting on my living room floor. My dad was like, "Oh, I've got this tape," and he put it in.
Yes.
And I'd just never seen anything like it. And,
yeah, man.
And it was like the tone of the guitar, it was like the lights, it was the band, and actually the tone of the guitar, what it is, you'll probably have clocked this. It's like the distortions on it, right? But he's got a wah-wah on, half cock, and he's like left it on. So it gets that real wah, but he's not using the wah-wah, it's just on. and left on it, and it gives a very particular tone.
Oh,
and
that's
I
so
love
cool.
that.
Yes.
I love that tone.
You know how we were talking about wanting to get Laura Lee from Khruangbin on at some point doing something? The guitar player in that band, too, his name is Mark, and I can't remember his last name, shoot. But he does the same thing. He plays a Strat, but he goes for a very different sound, obviously, than Eric Clapton. It's like cleaner with a bunch of reverb, but he also does that thing where he leaves a wah half cocked, and then, or he never toe clicks it off. So he just sort of finds a spot to set it, and then he'll use it when he wants to use it, but then he'll just leave it on always. And so it always gives this like cool mid-range character. And the dude from, I think his name is John from, I might just be butchering all of these names, dude. I just might be. But from Premier Guitar, who does those rig rundowns.
Oh, he's awesome.
Always like, he is awesome. Yeah. He's like, whoa. He's got such a great, I feel like a SoCal thing where he's like, whoa, you're telling me that you just leave it on? And Mark's I just leave it on. He's like, that's mind blowing. But you're telling me, Scott, that EC started this a long time ago.
Yeah, like maybe somebody did it before him. I'm not sure, but he did on that, and it just blew my mind. And I used to go into like guitar shops, and I'd like stare at the Strats with the lace sensor pickups.
Yes,
and in my mind, because obviously they looked at me and they were just like, "Yeah, you are not picking up this guitar, you young 14-year-old." But in my mind, if I could have got my hands on one of those Strats, I would have sounded like that. I would have sounded like Clapton.
Right.
Like ultimately, no, I wouldn't. We all know that. But in that, they had that was the secret sauce. Because it's the only time I'd ever heard a guitar sound like that is with those lace sensors. So,
that's so funny. And do you know, did you ever see that guitar? Because it came in, because my dad was playing guitar at the time. And so he was really interested in Clapton as well, right? And he, there was the pewter one, but did you ever see they made one called 7-Up Bottle Green too? Did you ever see that color?
Yes, I did. Yeah, so I did. Cool. Yeah, it's beautiful.
And the lace sensors too. There was a control on one of those pots that was a mid boost. So instead of the 3-knob configuration of a Strat where you've got volume and then tone and then maybe a secondary tone, I think on a Strat there's again, I'm just saying things today that all could be wrong. but I think Clapton's was the first that introduced this circuit that was essentially like a gain or mid boost. So instead of stepping on a pedal, right?
I think it's on that. Yeah.
Where, he punches that thing up for a lead and it hits the amp harder, hits the drive pedal harder, whatever, to get a big sound. And I always just thought that was so cool.
Dude, if I could play that, if I could do that and get that sound, I think I might just do that all day. I might just become a guitar player.
I think you could.
I'll tell you what, I've got a great Clapton story actually.
I'd love to hear it.
A friend of mine was doing a gig with him, and
big deal.
Yeah, it was like a TV thing. So like Clapton was doing a spot, and then after Clapton did his spot, he like became part of the backing band, right? So he did a couple of tracks, and then it was like a live thing on TV, and then he became like part of the band. He was just, in the backing band. He's like next to my mate.
Yeah.
And he's got the charts up and stuff like that. They've got charts. And I can't remember the story exactly. So I'm just sort of like putting it out there. So if my mate is listening, I do apologize for butchering the story. But essentially, so my friend thought he was like using these charts because my friend's using the charts, just chord charts.
Yeah,
he's reading the chord charts, and he thinks that like Clapton's using the charts. And I can't remember what he said. He like asked him. He was like, "Hey, do you mind if I sort of like just move it over here?" And like Clapton was just like, "Oh, dude," he was like, "I'm not using them. I've got no clue what I'm doing. I'm just sort of like." And he was
that's like, great.
And I think that he essentially said, "Oh, I can't read chord charts at all.
Wow,
like at all. Because if you think about his career." Obviously, he's never had to read chord charts.
Yeah,
right?
He's always been in a band.
He's freaking Eric Clapton.
Yeah, right.
So he's just never learned how to read chord charts. So he's like, I'm just lugging it. I'm just doing it by ear.
Dude, it's great.
And he's great, though. He's like a great player. I've not listened to him in years, and that popped up the other day, and I was like listening to it. And if anybody wants to hear the track, actually, I'll just tell you what it's called. It's on YouTube. Put in Eric Clapton pretending 24 Nights, Royal Albert Hall, 1991.
Oh, dude, that's a great song. My dad is a big Eric Clapton fan, so we listen to a lot in the house too. That's a great tune.
Yeah.
That's a great tune.
Great tune, isn't it? Yeah. And I was watching, and I kind of went down this rabbit hole. I was like, like Clapton, I've not listened to. I used to listen to him a lot when I was a kid, obviously, because my dad was a big fan. Hang on, I've got people calling me.
Who's calling you, dude?
My I've had 3 phone calls already. So the bat phone's hot, and so I went down this Clapton rabbit hole, and I was like, oh, he did that stuff with Buddy Guy and Robert Clay and stuff back in the day,
right.
you know, where man, and like now. My ears are so much more developed than when I was like, obviously, that like the last time when I was like listening to that stuff, I was 13 or 14. Yeah. I pretty much knew nothing. And I can remember watching those, you know, these VHS videos of Eric Clapton with Robert Cray and Buddy Guy. And I couldn't tell any difference, really.
Yes,
they all sounded bluesy. Clapton had cool hair. You know, that was
right.
a bit, you know, ooh, lace sensors. Anyway, so I went and listened back to it, the 24 Nights concerts with Clapton playing with Robert Cray and Buddy Guy. And dude, he is killing. He's killing. He's he's great.
Phrasing, tone.
He's the strongest player out of all of the players.
Wow. Yeah. Whoa.
He's the strongest
praise.
player. He's the strongest player. He's so not only slick, he's like timing and like everything is so bang on. I was like, oh wow. Back then I just did, you know, again, it was just stuff like, 3 dudes playing blues and it sounds great. But like when I watched it now with obviously some like, you know, 30 odd years.
You're like, this is the reason why this dude is so well regarded.
Yeah, he's just great. He's a great player, yeah.
Well, we got a real Clapton head on our hands here, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen. Dude. Real Clapton head. Can I show you this?
I saw him with Gad a long time ago. Oh,
Steve Gadd?
That? Yeah, so Clapton and Gad, yeah. Good vibes.
Did it rock you?
It rocked me. Steve Gadd's feel rocked me.
Yeah, dude.
He's
Absolutely.
got incredible
I
feel.
bet it did.
Yeah, stupid feel. What is this a bass 6 then?
This is a bass 6. Yeah, and this is made by Squire. And now look. You got Scott Devine out there.
It.
You got Scott Devine buying these crazy $10,000 basses to give you, and then you got Ian. you got old Ian Martin Allison getting out hitting the mean streets of Minneapolis trying to score some deals. My budget. This was a year ago. SBL wasn't sure. They're like, I was like, hey, can I do a giveaway video too? They're like, yeah, but they gave me Phil gave me Phil. Bless his heart, man. Phil's amazing, but Phil did not trust me with the same budget that he trusts you, and so he said, let's keep it to this. I said, okay. So I had to pull the trigger on some slightly less expensive instruments, but again, in the spirit of you need this in your arsenal. This actually may be the least expensive. It may be the least expensive instrument that we have in the giveaway. This is a Squire Bass 6, but it may just be the one you need and the one that will be the coolest. Surprise. This looks like a guitar, but it is actually in bass register. So if I turn it on here, let me just see if I've got it. Yeah. So it's a guitar, right? It's like E to E, but it's tuned down the octave. And it has such an interesting character, right? Neck pickup sounds cool, a little buzzy because I'm in my space here. Dude, is this Wichita Lineman that you're playing for me right now?
Just for you, dude. Just for you.
Dude, you're gonna make me cry. I love this song, dude. Hey, yeah. So, so Scott playing some Glenn Campbell. I grew up with parents and grandparents that loved Glenn Campbell, and Glenn Campbell plays a very famous solo, a guitar solo on a bass 6 instrument. And there is a live performance of him doing it on a red Fiesta Red.
Is it in that track?
Yeah, the guitar solo is bass 6. I mean, I don't know, dude. I can play it for you because I went absolutely crazy on this thing. I think he's playing.
Oh wow! Oh come on.
And I just think, like, so all I did was put a little bit of spring reverb and tremolo on. And if anybody has watched some of my content, this is a sound that I love, even just on regular bass guitar, but it came from the 6. I mean, the cool thing is you can just make regular chord shapes and it's just, yeah, right?
Dude, like, I am a non-weed smoking man, but if I was reliving my life, I might just get a bass 6, a tremolo pedal, and some serious reefage. And just sit there getting stoned and playing bass 6.
I mean, yeah. The thing about these two is that even just simple intervals, like if you just play fifths. It's so
phenomenal.
Awesome. I mean,
oh my word.
I probably use, so I have a Fender version of this that I bought, probably about 10 years ago now. It was a 2013, so I guess almost 10 years ago. And it's incredible. I use it all the time on sessions. I use it for writing. I've used it on gigs because honestly, obviously, you can turn off that stuff, right? And you turn the tone knob down a little bit. And man, it's a bass.
Have you ever played in a band as a bass?
Have I ever played this in a band as a bass?
A bass 6 in a band as a bass. Yeah.
I've done some gigs where it's been like a smaller configuration, and I've done the bass 6 thing as a bass, and then when it calls for me to step out and play something, I become a guitar player. In a way,
okay,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
where I'm sort of doing a dual role. When I'm in the shadows, I'm a bass player, but then it's a situation then where I need to step out and say something. And then, I mean, all you got to do, it's incredible. So you're in bass world. And then you got to step out and say a little something on the bass. I mean, and then you just got... And then,
do you think the bass 6 is an unexplored instrument?
Yes.
Do you feel like there's much more mileage in that?
Are you kidding me? I mean, I was telling you this, that we were talking about Excalibur and talking about your record, and you're playing the Rickenbacker going, wow. And then I pitched to you, I said, dude, bass 6, because it's just a guitar, and you came from that. Yeah. And so there's all of this it's so uncharted. Came up, right? It was the whole deal in Nashville of doing tic-tac bass. So an upright and bass player together would play.
It
that
just
kind of vibe, right?
So
it's cool.
Authentic, yeah.
Yeah, and again, if you just put a little something on it, so just a bit of reverb. It's that thing. It's that sort of spaghetti Western thing. So yeah. Get on reverb. I mean, it's just amazing.
It's so incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really, really cool. So look, this is not going to win the most amazing, because these are really easy to get, right? I mean, you can go buy a Squire Bass 6 for whatever they are. I don't know if they're $500 or $600 or something, but it might even be cheaper than that. But they're so cool. And yeah, it might need a little setup. And yeah, people are swapping the bridges out. But listen, it just gives you so much imagination. They're incredible. And dude, I know I've got one more bass too. I have one more bass. Unless you want to keep going down this.
This is kind of the one I've been waiting for. But I'm just doing I was doing a quick search online. I was thinking, I wonder if there's any I like to find sort of odd dudettes playing odd shit on odd things, right? Yep. So for instance, there's a guy, I was watching somebody the other day, he was doing a lap steel thing, but man, this guy was playing he was ferocious.
Yeah,
it was this ferocious kind of wow, and blues on it, sort of crazy. And I do wonder if there's somebody out there that's just really doing something quite unique with a bass 6.
You know, somebody that does come to mind for me is Julie Slick. Do you know Julie Slick?
No.
Plays with Adrian Ballou. I think who's the King Crimson guy? Is it Adrian Ballou?
Adrian Ballou, yeah.
Yes.
I think so, yeah.
So Julie is a side musician that plays. She was with Lakeland. It might still be. But Julie is badass. Julie Slick.
Oh, I have heard of her. I've heard of her. I recognize her, yeah.
I was on a thing with her. I did a thing right in the midst of COVID where it was like an effect roundup. And it was me. It was for Bass Player Magazine. It was for me. And it was with me. It was with Tim LaFave. And Julie was on it as well. And Julie played some stuff, I believe, on a bass 6. On that call.
Yeah, she's got like a really cool kind of like, I don't know what it is.
It's a Lakeland.
Is it a Lakeland?
It's a Lakeland bass.
It is a Lakeland.
Yep. When they were purchased by the Piricello brothers, who also made Hanson guitars. I don't know if you've seen Hanson.
Do-up, dip-dap, no, not that one, no.
Dude. Mbop. and then their delicious beer called Hops, dude. Do you know about this? Hops.
No way.
Hops. Yep. That's a real thing. Yeah, Julie had them build her. I think Carl Pedigo, who's the shop manager or the shop. I'm just spouting crap today. But Carl Pedigo, who worked for Lakeland in a excellent regard in the shop, built her a bass 6. And it's freaking sick, dude. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And Jerry Jones, Dan Electro, there's a lot of those. And I think even like Schecter, they're definitely too is like a metal contingent that plays them. Because,
really?
Because they're just like a low tune.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah.
But like, man, I wonder if they're like a semi-hollow bass 6 built by it'd be so cool if someone built one that was,
Yeah, I'm going to go watch videos of Julie.
I feel like you would smash on one, Divine.
Julie Slick.
Smash.
I'm going to play some outrageous jazz stuff on it.
I know. That would be incredible, though. It'd be incredible.
So weird,
String
wouldn't it?
spacing's kind of tight, but it's sweet. I mean, you can still get around it. I don't know, man. Can I bust out the last one?
Do it. Bust out the last one, dude.
All
Bust
right,
it out.
here we go. Last one.
Round of applause, please.
Oh,
do you know that this has got like a specific name? I looked into it.
Tell me.
I can't remember it.
That's really funny.
Oh shit! Hang on. So it's what? It's Jazz Bass.
This is a 1981 collector's edition.
That's it, collector's edition, yeah.
Right? And it's a Jazz Bass, and it has all gold hardware. So, whoever they collaborated with to do the gold hardware, and it also has this sort of big, beefy bridge, which I think was different for them at the time. But I'm talking gold strap buttons, hardware. All the screws are gold. The jack
Are the pole pieces gold?
The pole pieces... I can't tell in this light, but I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say
yep. We've been spreading lots of misinformation in this podcast, so let's just do.
Yeah, but I mean the plate on the back is gold, right? I mean, nice. I love this one has been lovingly played, and I love how you can see sort of the green, right, and the checking of the instrument. It's so sick, and it sounds awesome. Like, let me just turn it on for you here.
Oh yeah, it's got a super kind of like active sound, hasn't it?
I mean, yeah.
Is it passive?
I mean, it's totally passive. I put new strings on it, but yeah, man, I love it, man.
Sounds great, and it looks wicked.
So out of tune. So out of tune right now. I regret everything that I just played.
Don't worry, I did that. Can you remember we were talking about yesterday?
Oh, yes.
With that wall bass.
With the wall video.
Oh, yeah. I know.
Here, let me
out of tune.
Let me redeem that.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's really, really cool. And, if this video hasn't come out yet, I know that it will. We've got we have this. When I did the bass shopping video, I had this budget, and then I found this bass, and I called Scott and said, "Dude, like."
Oh shit! Was I not like, it was date night? I was like hammering some wine in the kitchen in my house with my wife, and we were like, we were probably like a bottle of wine in.
Yes. And I was like, hey man, I know that this is going to break the budget of the video or whatever, but like, should we? And you were like, yes. And so I've had this, and also I apologize. I had a bit of treble boost going on. So this is actually the sound of the bass without any EQ on it, which actually sounds a little less zingy. But it's still got that zing, doesn't it?
Still bright, isn't it? That maple board on it, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, man, nice. It's cool. It's cool. So,
which would be the pick for you? Which would be the pick for you out of the basses that you've got at your place? And which would be the pick for you out of all of the basses that we're giving away? So just remember, just before anybody goes anywhere, we've got Ken Smith 6, Sadowski 4, Rickenbacker 4003, 1978 Jazz. There's something else. I'm missing one on my side. Something else. And then we've got all the ones that Ian's played today. 81 Jazz, the Margarita, or is it Margarita?
The Tequila Sunrise.
The Tequila Sunrise. Tequila, Margarita.
Come on.
Tequila Sunrise, Jazz Bass.
Tomato.
Oh, Music Man Stingray 5. That's the one that was missing.
That's the one that
was in. Yeah. Yes. Bass 6.
The Bass 6.
The Lackland Hollow Body.
Yeah. Oh, that's a Warwick, actually.
Oh, Warwick. Sorry.
Warwick Hollow Body. Yep. So on my side, it would be this one. I love it. This is the gold jazz bass. Listen to the neck pickup sound too, like with a pick. It's such a vibe. Oh, I love it.
Sounds so nice, doesn't it?
It does. So this one would be my pick. On your side, I think it would be that Rickenbacker, actually. Because, and you know what, dude? You playing it was the thing that sold me. You played it so beautifully in a video, and I was like, oh. And you know when you hear somebody playing something, and you just imagine like, oh, I wonder if I would sound close to that. I had those thoughts, dude. I was like, I wonder if I'd sound good playing that bass like that.
Wow.
So
I'm going out there and just putting on the record. The Ricky would be mine as well.
Wow. Yeah.
That would be the pick.
Strong.
That would be the pick. Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah.
Which is so interesting, right?
How about on my side?
The 81 Jazz.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah. The Ricky and the 81. I'd love them two basses. That 81 and a Rickenbacker.
Oh.
And maybe a bass 6.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Maybe a Ken Smith 6. I don't know. Maybe a Dingwall. Maybe a
Oh, we missed out the Dingwall.
The Dingwall.
We totally didn't. Yeah, on your side. Yeah, the Dingwall. Yeah.
The Dingwall's in there too. I mean, it's incredible. I think for me, if I had a Dingwall, and I'd love to have one because Sharon stole mine. I would like a 5, but the 4 is crazy. In the video I did for SBL, I drop tuned the 4. I don't know if that'll make the final cut, but I think I dropped the E string down to like an A, and it's still like a low, like an A1, like a low A, and it's awesome. It's just crazy. Those instruments are really cool. So for a specific thing, they're really very cool.
Yeah, and it helps that Sheldon Dingwall's a proper boss as well.
Such a boss.
Cool guy. Yeah,
cool guy. Great vision, great aesthetic. Like knows what he wants. Is not wavering. I mean, he's awesome. I love that dude.
Absolutely. Do you reckon they'll ever build some basses that aren't fan fresh? Do you think they'll ever do it?
Like roll up to the Tesla dealership. I'm so interested in this automobile. Do you have one that you can put petrol in?
Yeah. Do you think they'll do it?
I don't know, man. I mean, I think it would open up their market. It just depends on if Sheldon wants to compromise that vision, because that company was built on that vision. To me, it seems like, why not?
Well, do you think, I don't think they'd lose anything if they did. I think that doing the fan fret thing is great, and that can be absolutely their core thing. If they want to do some normal stuff as well, I think that's cool.
Yeah.
I think that you would be giving people accessibility to their product if they don't want to do the fan fret thing.
Absolutely.
Because they're awesome basses.
Yes. And they're constructed super cool. The shapes are amazing. The pickups and the electronics that they've made proprietary for them are incredible. The bridge design is really cool. Yeah. If you just made that in a straight standard fret package, why not? But I also get it. If Sheldon was like, but everything we've done has been serving this kind of thing, and that's the idea. But yeah, two beasts.
I don't think it would retract from that vision.
Yeah, it would just open up the consumer base to it would get you more audience, right?
Yeah, it just widen. It probably wouldn't. It might even have the opposite effect. It might actually even, because people would buy. If Dingwalls did regular straight frets, right?
Yep.
People would buy them because Dingwall make great instruments, and then they might be like, you know what? I do like Dingwall, and maybe I am ready to try one of these fan fret things.
Interesting.
Because they're already
you think it's
playing.
The gateway. It's the gateway.
Maybe, yeah.
So maybe it's a lower entry. It's more of an entry line, right? Are we strategizing? Are we doing a product strategy meeting for Dingwall
maybe,
right now?
Yeah. We're going to start them off on the lower.
We'll
start them off on the We'll start them off on the gateway drug, and then we'll ascend them up to the least glass signature.
Yeah, dude.
I love his signature. I think it's awesome.
It's so cool. It's so cool.
Yeah.
And the one that I had that now Sharon has, it's incredible. The Canadian built ones. I mean, the ones that are built overseas too are fabulous. I guess everything is overseas for you guys. American is overseas.
Yeah.
But the ones that are built in Canada, like with the Wenge neck, it is really a cut above. They're crazy. And I feel like they're still relatively affordable. I think you still get them for, I don't know, somewhere $3,000 to $5,000. But to me, they feel like, $5,000 to $8,000 quality.
Yeah, they're not crazy, and they're super nice. Yeah.
So
Sheldon, we challenge you. You heard it here.
Straight frets, entry level. Come on.
Yeah,
Gateway.
come on, dude. Okay, dudes, we're going to call it. Before we do, obviously, thanks for checking out the podcast this week, and go sign up for the giveaway. Again, it's totally free. You can win. You can win one of these.
Yeah,
you can win one of these amazing basses. Again, it's totally free to enter. Just go to scottsbasslessons.com. You'll see the banner at the top of the page. Click that banner. It'll take you away through to the giveaway page, and then you can sign up there. And you get all of these extra ways for adding, earning extra entries as well after you've signed up. And it's going to be a bunch of fun. Help us build a school at the same time.
Yeah, it's amazing. And I was so happy to be a part of it and get to do that shopping too. It's so fun that I'm going to get to box all these up on my side and send them out to you. So I will do it with care, everybody. Okay.
Yes. Side note: Ian is a good boxer. You were a good like that Ken Smith when it arrived here. Yeah, that was packed well, dude. That was that was pro level packing. Nothing like me. Like I am. Oh, dude. That's for another podcast. Guys, we love you. Take it easy. Bye.
Take care, everybody.